So
Okay. I'm going to take a trip around the library.
uh,
So sorry, you guys. Gosh, they we just got kicked off the internet. I don't know why. What happened? Ay, ay, ay. But now we're back up. Hopefully, you guys can find the link. I want to talk about the library. Can we go to the tablet, Wes?
yeah.
Here's my
Hold on, hold
tablet.
on, hold on. Let's see. There you go. That
What?
is your tablet.
All right. I don't know if you want to record again. Shoot. Gee. All right. So look at when you first come and you type in, when you first come to guitarcollege.com, here is our website. We have free lessons, live classes, strings, guitars, events, email signups, brand new courses that have been added. You scroll on down here, and then you're going to come. You can see we've got the Jazz Accelerator, the live classes, JGI, Jazz Guitar Improv course, fingerstyle playing and arranging course, Beatles collection. But I want to go directly to the library. So when I'm at the library now, this is a very, very cool thing. So what if you take a look up here on top, we've got more from Guitar College, which is basically everything that we just talked about. If you can see all these things, custom strings, guitars for sale, the Jazz Fest. We come over here to Video Library, and there's the meat of the library. So when we come down here, here's the beauty of this particular of the library. I can go to my apps or my videos and continue watching things that I've played before, or I could go back and I can find my favorites. There's a couple of my favorites there, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Or as you, whoops, where are we at now? Let's just go back to here. Or my library, and those are things that you've already played. Now, when you first are signing up, and you scroll down here, you're going to see that there's a lot of free resources. In other words, these are for people that don't need to subscribe. But here are some of our more popular lessons: Blue Bossa, Diminished Studies, Dirty Dozen, 251, Beatles. And didn't Wes do a beautiful job on this? Scales, arpeggios, jazz beginner things. Now transitioning into jazz, chord families, dirty dozens, chord progressions, arpeggios, very important. Mastering standards. This is so cool because we'll take a song like take Bluesette, the very first one here. We have a bunch of lessons just on Bluesette. Now, as you're going through these lessons, you're going to see up here Bluesette PDF. Now, you can no longer download the video, but you can download the PDFs. And those come down right into your download file. And then you can open them up from there. So, now if let's say I'm working on this comping number 1, and I really like this. I'm going to save it for my favorites. Now, it will be, once I start watching it, it will be in your watched section. So let's go back here to go back to the top. Continue watching Bluesette. You see that? So this thing keeps track of where you were. So it's beautiful, man. It's like you can scroll around, take a couple of little things from here and there, and then go, what did I work on last week? Now, here's another cool thing about this. Here's Lullaby of Birdland, by the way. Let's say, here's bunch of fingerstyle arrangements. Let's say, okay, I really want to learn Our Love Is Here to Stay. There it is. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to add this to my calendar. So it comes up here, Google, Apple, Outlook, whatever calendar you use. I use Google. This is going to come up to your calendar. You're going to find a time and say, I want to add this to my calendar. And Wednesday the 22nd, which is my birthday, by the way, I'm going to add that song. So that day, it'll pop up and say, hey, man, it is time for you to learn. Well, I don't know. Maybe I need to refresh this. It's time for you to learn that song. And so that'll come up in your calendar. It's pretty amazing. So it keeps track of you. So look at the variety of lessons that we have here. Good Lord. Improv ideas and insights, blues soloing, music theory, technique, chords, modes, Beatle arrangements. So, you pick a tune like Till There Is You, here you go. And you start watching it, start learning it. And anyway, there it is. And then you're going to also make sure you download the PDF, and that's under, you'll see it. It's just sitting there. Let's go back to that. Here is your PDF as you scroll down. Till There Was You PDF. That's the written music. Goes to your download file, and there it is. Sweet, huh?
Yeah, super cool. Definitely.
Yeah. So again, you can do this all on your phone. So when you're on your phone and you're in your hotel room and you're thinking, I got my guitar. What am I going to do? Why don't I learn something? Good idea. Let's learn something. How about let's work on some arpeggios? Okay. Download the PDF. Try it, Arpeggios, minor 7 arpeggio studies. Okay, so we'll be adding more and more things to this, but already there's 600 things in there. What do you want? Jeez. So I want you to check it out. Please send me your comments. Again, lower the price to $19. There's no excuse why everybody in the world can't subscribe to this. Okay, so that is our library. We've lowered the price. We've worked hard on this. Wes has worked countless hours on getting this together, as well as Gail. $19. You got to be online to view it. It's the way it is. And you're good to go. You can go forever on it. Okay, Wes.
What you got some announcements in here? Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Hey, did you know, or maybe you did, there's only 10 weeks left to Christmas. Only 10 weeks, my gosh. Now is the time to start learning the Christmas tunes. Okay, don't wait till December 1st. You got to start now. You actually should have started in July so you really build your repertoire. But we've got so many Christmas tunes, and a lot of them are very easy to do with tracks. You can fill your house with the Christmas songs, and everybody will be happy, in the mood for Christmas. Why not make your own Christmas CD? Use these tracks, make your own. So look at the days are shorter, the evenings are long, the weather is cooler. You're not going to be outside running around. Once you've raked up the leaves, you got more time inside, and you can start practicing your guitar. So you'll find 40 holiday songs in there. Single note, a lot of chord melodies, and fingerstyle tunes. All the lessons in the library include a video, close-ups played measure by measure. So, just do what I do. Go like this. Okay, and to rehearse for you. Plus, you've got your tab that you can download and print up, take with you. So get ready for Christmas. Okay, don't let Christmas sneak up on you like bad underwear. Okay, you got to get there and start enjoying the spirit. I said to Gail last year, hey, let's start enjoying this Christmas season. It's not dread anymore. I mean, I still a lot of times, I got to go get all the Christmas ornaments, and I got to say, finally said to myself, how many Christmases do I really have left? And I love Christmas, but trust, it's a lot of work. You got to put up that tree. You got to do all this stuff, and it's a lot of work. Gail does most of it, but I'm like, geez. But let's enjoy this Christmas. How many more you got left? You never know. So enjoy it. Oh, okay. Here's my KRK monitors. Remember we had that question? And faces with no name. Had that question about what studio monitor. This is what I decided on.
Yeah, the audio kind of sucks.
Well, it's just your audio on your phone.
Right.
However, these are very balanced speakers. I'm impressed. They're not bass heavy. They don't have a big spike anywhere. I think they sound really true to a flat response, and that's what you want in a studio monitor. Flat response, so you know what the heck you're getting. So they come with that little stand there. Gets them off the table so they don't have a big bass response. But these were $149, and I'm very happy with these. So that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, I got a gig coming up. Me and Mike, Dana, Pat Kelly, we're playing at this Stellar's Cellar on my birthday, October 22nd. Don't forget my birthday. I'm going to be the ripe old age of 74. Good God, I'm finally starting to take care of myself. But this gig will be fun. We used to do several gigs, just the three of us. No bass player, no drummer. And just playing in a little guitar trio is so much fun. And so if you're in the area, come on down. So, what else is up? Oh, Sean. Sean is going to be doing our Jazz Fest as well. Remember the Jazz Fest, the 13th through the 15th in Buellton. You got to come to this. Sean's wonderful educator, wonderful player. Gets great sounds. And super nice guy. I don't get it. He's the whole package. And he's also going to be doing our workshop. So for those of you who have been to our workshop before, you want to come back again and hang with Sean, me, Mike, Dana, and Tim Lurch. So not to mention the fantastic bass playing of Todd Johnson, and his students are whipped into shape, and his students are fantastic. Everybody gets a bass player in their group. It's just a blast. Go to the website and check out that video, the workshop venue, the full experience video. That one right there. Check it out. You're going to say, how do I sign up? And you're going to be jumping on that like a duck on a June bug, like ugly on a monkey, like white on rice. You're going to want to be there. Okay. Any other comments, Wes, before we get into our main feature?
Well, we kind of lost it. We didn't. Yeah, not really. just I can't really focus on that right now. But
Okay.
we got to get to Tom, so why don't you do a little intro on Tom, and then we'll play a little tune from Tom, and then we'll talk to him.
Okay. All right. So Tommy Rotella. What a super nice guy. Okay. So Tom, for decades, man, the guy has been a first call recording sessions, concert, club dates, whatever, films. He's a Hollywood cat. And Tom has performed with Sinatra and Burt Bacharach, Phil Spector, David Foster, Stanley Turrentine. You know, Tom, can't you hold down a job? Oh, good grief. Uh, so he's got an impressive discography as well. I mean, he's on so many records. It's crazy. Plus, he's got like 16 solo records. And to find out more about Tom, you want to go to Thom Rotella, ThomRotella.com. If you go there and check it out, check out what he's been doing. You can look through there as we do our interview. And I'm hoping, so we're going to talk about his new record and as well as some other things. But I'm hoping you not only get his new record, but his whole library, because he's got some fantastic music. It's crazy.
All right, cool. So here's a little sampling of Tom's new CD. Live.
Okay, there he is. There he is, Tom.
Hey, Rich.
Nice framing. Way to frame it.
I had experts advising me over there.
Wow. So, wow, Tom, we finally did it. I'm sorry about 2 weeks ago. There's gremlins in all this stuff, as you probably know.
Oh, I was dealing with it this morning. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, gosh, Tom, I was reading off everybody you played with, and I was thinking, how come you can't hold down a job?
I know. I just keep getting going from one to the other, huh?
Yeah. So, gosh, we got a lot of things to talk about. Number one, your new album. Let's start with your new album. When did this come out?
2 weeks ago, I think.
And it,
September 26th, I think, something like that.
and it's called Right Time Left.
Yeah.
And what the hell does that mean? Is that some kind of psychedelic thing?
I wanted some abstract title for the album because I kind of felt abstract when I was putting this whole thing together.
Uh huh.
And I woke up in the middle of the night, and that was in my brain. And I ran it by the record company, and they liked it, so we went with it.
Nice.
But I mean, it does have some meanings to me that have come up since the title and stuff. So
I like that. In other words, the time you got left is the right time.
that's actually the first thought I had when I did it. Yeah,
Yeah, good.
that was my first interpretation of it. Yeah, you're sharp, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm really sharp. Don't be sharp. Don't be flat. Just be natural, right? So Tom did our workshop or our jazz
I have a
fest.
copy of the record right here if you want to see what it looks like too.
Oh,
It's
nice.
for sale on my website or
Yeah.
on all fine streaming and Amazon places and wherever people buy their music nowadays.
Yeah, if you want a CD, go directly to Tom's website. I think that's the best thing, don't you?
Yeah, because then it gives me a chance to go stand in line at the post office.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Is it a million
Yeah.
seller yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. No, you don't
No,
know.
but I think I'm hoping we at least reached 100 by now, but we'll see.
Did you?
It's too early.
Were you thinking about putting it on vinyl?
I talked to the label about that, and they do some things on vinyl, but they don't do it it's not a regular thing they do.
Yeah.
And he said when they do vinyl, they usually do a 500 run, and they might sell that through. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of a niche thing, and if you catch it the right way, I think you can do okay with it. But I don't know if it's
Yeah.
something that's worth doing all the time.
Right.
I mean, it'd be fun to have one just because that's what I grew up with, and
Sure. Yeah.
since I started doing my own music, it's only been CDs. I've never had a vinyl release out, so
Right.
it'd
Yeah.
be fun just to have it for the
Just-
hell of it. But
Yeah. Kind of I don't know, what do you call that? An ego thing, just to have it.
ego thing, yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. That's cool. So this new album, man, you've got this Wes Montgomery thing going on, kind of, on a couple of
do.
these things, So
Yeah.
you probably didn't like Wes too much.
He's all right,
Yeah. He had a future, kind of had one,
Yeah.
and well, never mind. We
What?
we wanted to have. I was going to say, never mind. Let's.
You make me paranoid when you do that. You know that.
I know. Well, you know what? So Tom was at our jazz fest 2 years ago, and he gives me this
Oh.
book, and I'm thinking. He said, "I saw this book in the gift shop and I thought of you." And it's
I see bookmarks.
Why do I insult people? Well, kind of.
Ask Gail because she thought it was quite a. She laughed.
Here's one of my favorite.
It also scared me.
Oh, he is a tedious as a tired horse, a railing wife, worse than a smoky house. I had rather lived with cheese and garlic in a windmill afar.
Wow. Have you used that?
I use that all the time. You are as a candle, the bitter part burnt out.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Talk
Shakespeare.
about burned out. Yeah. So how long did it take to put this CD together?
70 years.
Is that how old you are? 70?
No, I'm the same age as you are. I heard you talking about your birthday. I'm 74.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe
Yeah.
it or not, I don't know if I think I reminded you this. You actually turned me on to a gig once. Back in
You
the
did
day.
tell me that.
Yeah. It
was
was
it?
it was an audition at the Holiday Inn off of Sunset there, Sunset and the Freeway. For
Oh my God.
yeah,
With the rotate.
with the rotating stage and the gal who played the harp.
Oh yes. Oh my God. The out of tune harpist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She didn't
Yes.
hire me.
She didn't.
She
You were
didn't.
probably too good. You were probably too good.
Well, that made some insults.
Oh well.
I
She
said,
was a little sensitive.
can't you tune that thing? And she
Oh my
didn't
God.
like that at all. No, I just
She
kidding.
spent more of the time tuning than she did playing, and she was always out of tune. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those, we were all starting out. Those are the gigs we did here, right? I mean, that was kind of,
Right. So
yeah.
one time I had remember all the gigs you used to do at like the Sportsman Lodge and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to this one leader, and he, he I said, "Hi, hi, I'm Rich." He says, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm subbing for Tom." He says, "Who's Tom?" Tom was subbing for somebody else, and
Oh, yeah.
it was three guitar players deep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. It was funny. And yeah, I know things would just pop up. But I mean, there were so many guitar players that needed work. It was great, man. I mean, everybody was helping each other out. And it was a real, it was a real camaraderie in those days with everybody. I mean, we were all
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
scuffling through the same stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Which reminded me, you were very close to the Tedescos, if I'm not
Yes.
correct. If I'm not
Still. Yeah.
mistaken. Still, yeah.
Yeah.
And Tommy was such a great force, huh? And
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
Um, I have his album. It's called Alone, Finally Alone, or, it was direct to disc. You know that album I'm talking
Oh
about?
no, no. Mm-mm.
Alone. Oh, gosh, I should get it and show it sometime.
Yeah.
But on the back of it, he kind of talks about, I feel like I've wasted all my time playing these sessions. But
Oh, I don't know if I don't, I don't know if he meant that. He did pretty well, I think.
oh yeah, he did real well. I mean,
I don't think he would have turned that down for a living playing jazz. As much as he would have liked to, but
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he was so good at the studio thing too. I mean, the guy had like nerves of steel. I mean, nothing phased him at all.
How do you do that? Good
I mean,
grief. Yeah.
I talked to Denny one time, and we were talking, and he said there was only one time he saw his father nervous, and he had to play some Pat Metheny thing at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh,
And he said it's
jeez.
the only time I saw him stressing out a little bit, and he took a sip of something before he went on. But otherwise, and he used to. He used to tease all of us guys when we were coming up because he would bet with us to see if we were going to make a mistake if we were working with him.
Oh yeah.
So he had Danny Ferguson, Lee Rittenauer, and me, and he was betting. We had all worked with him within a couple weeks, and he was betting us that we'd make a mistake. But what he would do is when it came time for you to play something, he wouldn't play his part. He would just stop and look at you and stare at you. So yeah, I think Danny actually won money off of him. I broke even. I think Lee wound up having to pay him.
That's funny.
But it was it was funny, man. He was but he was a big reason that all the guitar players from that time, I mean Lee and Mitch, Tim, me, I mean all the guys that came around in that era, that we were all close and friends. We're still really good friends. I mean, all of us, we get together and stay in touch and stuff.
Yeah.
And he really fostered a real camaraderie in the guitar community, kind of like John Paisano did later on with the guitar night and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he was a big, he was really good with that
Yeah.
and helping people. I mean, he helped a gazillion people. I mean, geez, just
Yeah.
everybody.
I lived in Thousand Oaks. He kept saying, he told me, you got to get a 213 area code. Nobody's going to call you out there.
but things like that, where he knew those little kind of things, man. He would pass me a little thing like that every once in a while and be like, "Well, that worked."
Yeah. That's
I
funny.
mean, there was a point where I was like, I was still carrying my own stuff when I started. I didn't have a cartage company. And he goes, "You got to get a cartage company." And I got a cartage company. I got busier because it looked better, right?
Uh, now the studio paid for that, right? Is that how it worked?
Yeah. The studio,
Yeah,
production companies paid for the cartage stuff. Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Um, so, all right. So, really, how long did it take you to put this together? From a knit,
Well, I started. I probably, I think I wrote the first new songs for it in November. I
okay.
think we recorded it in April.
Mm-hmm.
So, so pre-production up into the point of recording was about 5 months, 6 months.
Yeah,
And
nice.
then kind of, the last couple weeks before the recording is zeroing. We had about 20 tunes we were picking from, and in these budgets, you don't want to go in and cut more songs than you need because we
Right.
didn't have the budget for it. So um, we went out it down to what we wanted, and then we had to pick who we wanted for solos and what we wanted to add later and stuff. So yeah, so it was probably 6 months all up until the first recording, and then obviously a couple months of post with overdubs and mixing and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
agonizing over stuff
Right.
that didn't need to be agonized about.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. A month later, you're like, what was I talking about? What was I agonizing over? Yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
remember.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
One of these days in my life, I'm going to do an album and then just do it and walk out of the studio and not listen to it for a year and see what happens. It'll probably sound the same as everything else I did, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
We have a comment here from Rob Riggs. He said he saw you and the crew at the Baked Potato a couple of weeks ago. It was great. Big fun. Lan Richards is a hoot.
oh yeah, that's a drummer, Land.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I do that gig with we have three horns. It's kind of more of a funkier, smooth jazz kind of thing. We do
Right.
some straight ahead stuff, but I have a horn section, and yeah, and Land's yeah, he's a great drummer, man. He's really funny.
That's cool.
He gets the audience singing, so it saves me from doing stuff like that, which I don't like.
Does he get him like singing a Charlie Parker solo? Yeah.
No. There's this one song I have that has a vocal, and we don't have a vocal, so he just started singing it. So he just kind of every gig we do, the bit gets bigger and bigger. So I just let him go because
Yeah.
people
Why?
seem to like it. So
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why
yeah.
not? That's cool. What's your favorite cut on the album?
Oh man, that's kind of a loaded question. I mean, I
What's your second favorite?
um, well, it's funny because there's things I like about I like things in different ways.
Right.
So it's hard to really uh,
Hmm.
and sometimes I judge what I like by did it come out like I conceived it before, because you have it in your head, and then a
Right.
lot of times you get in there and it's like something totally different when a band gets involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I would say, let's see, if I had to pick one. I mean, I was really happy with, from an arrangement point, the way the girl from Ipanema came out, and Lazy Afternoon. I mean, those two were kind of, as an arranger, those were kind of close to me.
Hmm.
Playing, I liked It Ain't What It Ain't. I was happy with Lou. Well, this is for Lou, the way
Yeah.
that came out. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna play that
So
I think later on, aren't we, Wes? Um, okay. Good. Good. I was. It was nice to see that you did "Girl from Ipanema" because some people shy away from that song because it's been played 10 billion times by a lot of bad musicians, and it gets this negative thing. But when you go back and you listen to the original recordings and you really look at that song, you think, what a gorgeous song.
oh man, that was one of those records that everything was right on. It's just that whole album is like that. But you know, you think of that song because I mean, I didn't know this till like the last couple of years. Maybe you did, but Astrid Gilberto wasn't even supposed to sing that. The singer didn't show up and got caught in traffic.
I
And
didn't know
I
that.
think that, yeah, I think that was the first time
Yeah,
she
that.
ever sang on a record, and they needed somebody to sing, and she sang.
Yeah.
I mean, and I read it on, you know, online, so it must be true. I don't know,
Must.
but I read it a couple different places. You
Yeah.
know, no, that record was absolutely, you know, perfect for that, and the feel, and you know
Oh
what
yeah.
Stan Getz play, I was just magic.
Hmm.
And you know, I wasn't even planning on doing that song. I mean, I had arranged that song like with those changes. I don't know, 15 years ago.
Hmm.
And I was, you know, I used to play it once in a while by myself if I was doing a solo gig or something. But
Yeah.
I was glad I did it because a lot of, you know, I mean, that's actually when we play live, that's one of the gets one of the best responses. That's
Well,
I don't know, it's because people know the song
people know the
or it's
song.
mellow, it's a mood.
It's
But
got a vibe to it.
I was kind of flattered because a Brazilian guy was playing with me at the Baked Potato that night. Very Jetro da Silva, a real talented guy from Brazil, and he said, "You made me like this tune again." He goes, "I've hated this tune for so many years." So it was kind of,
Yeah.
it felt good. And when the band played it, they were like, "Oh wow, this is the most fun I had playing this song." So hopefully, I, you know, rejuvenated people a little bit about it because I mean, I know it's been like a minefield. You don't want to go near that song, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I wasn't even going to do it. The record company said, I think you should do a couple more standards. It's your second record with us. We want to have a little more. And I pulled it out. I was like, okay, let's try it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. That is a fantastic tune, no doubt about it. So, Tom, I kind of asked you this in the beginning there. Um, what's your approach to composition when you do you find that you work best with the deadline and pressure as opposed to waiting for inspiration, or what is that like for you? Just curious.
Um, well, it depends. You know, there was a time when I don't really. I mean, I don't have to write under deadlines. I used to when I was writing TV commercials for about 4 years. So
Oh,
when I was doing that, that was, you know, a lot of pressure
you
having
didn't write
deadlines.
Time for Milk, did you?
No,
Time for
I didn't write
Milk.
anything that made a lot of money.
Time
So
for
let's
Milk.
put it that.
Good,
You know.
because I'd come through the screen there and strangle you.
No, nothing that would haunt you. Nothing. But you know, I was always good with deadlines. There, it never bothered me. I always seemed to, you know, on the pressure. I liked writing. The pressure of playing, I don't like as much as I do writing for some reason.
Yeah.
And you know, when I'm writing for the album, I mean, I kind of write. I just write when I feel like writing. I mean, I'm my friends, a friend I used to work with. I mean, I told me, he goes, you kind of go in spurts. Like I can write like 4 or 5 songs and then I'll write for like 4 months
All right.
and think I have no other ideas and everything's dried up. And then, so, yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have to write under pressure, but I'm trying to think if I wrote it. I don't know. I mean, I mean, I would assume I would be okay if I had to do something because, I mean, under pressure, I just have to make decisions faster than I do.
Right. You don't have time to stress.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So you
And a
just
lot of times, you know, sometimes stressing helps, and sometimes stressing, you know,
does.
I could
Yeah.
spend a month stressing, and I wind up right back where I was with what I started with. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's a mixture. I mean, yeah, I don't feel any pressure when I'm writing the album because I do have a backlog of stuff that I haven't even ever performed or recorded that I can kind of grab if I need it.
Hmm.
And but you know, I like writing new stuff. I mean, for this album, Shimmer, the ballad at the end, I wrote 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, the Girl from Ipanema I arranged
Yeah.
15 years ago. You know, Lazy Afternoon I arranged a couple years ago, and it was just sitting there as a demo. And my co-producer liked it. I didn't even think we were going to do it, and we did it. And then I wrote 3 or 4 new songs, you know, over the 6 months, then a couple
Okay.
standards. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. It's good to.
You know.
I'm always curious about that. Some people, like I was reading about Paul McCartney. He writes every day,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow. He calls it office hours, and God, what do you do with all that material? It's like,
You
geez.
make a hell of a lot of money like he did. If you're
Oh
him,
yeah,
I could write every day and not make anything. So I mean,
but yeah, I mean, yeah. Good God.
well, I mean, I think if I had the outlet he had, or I don't know, the discipline, maybe I would write every. I find that writing for me is always very. It kind of pops up out of nowhere. I mean, I very seldomly sit down and say I'm going to write a song. I mean, usually I practice every morning when I have my coffee and stuff, and generally a song for me comes out of some kind of kernel of something I played accidentally when I was practicing. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh, you know,
yeah. That's kind of cool.
there's a thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
is it a thing? So then I mull it for a while, and if it turns into a thing, it does. If it doesn't,
Let it
it
go.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good. Yeah, that's good.
But I also, if I wrote a song 20 years ago, I'm apt to rewrite parts of it now.
Right.
It's like, oh,
You
why didn't I
do.
think of that? Well, because it was 20 years ago, and
I didn't know how to do this.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that stuff. Yeah.
that's true. I think writing is. I encourage all my students to write and to write lines.
Yeah.
Not just mimic lines, but tear them apart and then write your own and stuff, and try to develop your own voice and find the things that you like.
Yeah.
And so
That's a tricky thing. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
you know, I mean, I mean, I always think of Wes, going back to Wes, you know, here, C seventh chord, he plays B flat major seventh, right? But the way he does it, I
Yeah.
mean, I've heard other guys do it. They still don't sound like he does when he does it, right?
Yeah. 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 That's
So, I
funny.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, you certainly have got your own voice on this record. Um, one thing I wanted to ask you about, because I was reading about you. You went in and did some records with horns, right? Like She's Not There. Is it She's Not There? Or
Oh, that was a big band thing we did.
yeah, I I I I never heard that. I was reading about that, and then I thought, oh, I want to hear that. And there was a
That,
couple other
yeah,
tunes on there that I thought were pretty
yeah,
cool.
we did Green Eyed Lady,
Yeah.
She's Not There, and a couple Stevie Wonder tunes. That was kind of a brainchild. My friend Walter Murphy, does Family Guy, and he was the fifth of Beethoven guy back in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've been working together since the 70s, so we've always tried to work a project that we could do together, and we never kind of hit with anything.
Hmm.
And then he wanted to write a big band thing, and because he always liked the Oliver Nelson stuff and the
Uh-huh.
West stuff and all that.
Right.
So he goes, well, let's do it. Let's do a thing. And so we went into Capitol Records with Al Schmidt,
Ah,
and
there's history.
yeah, and we did this record, but we couldn't we wound up not placing it anywhere. But it was fun. It was fun. Although the day of the recording, my dad wound up in the hospital, and it was like, oh my
Oh,
God, it was one of those days where like you're doing this big thing, and the worst stuff can happen. I mean, all
yeah.
day I'm calling the hospital to make sure he's okay, and I was
Oh,
like,
jeez.
yeah. So anyway, but yeah,
How,
it was a fun thing. I mean, we never
how,
got
how,
anywhere with
how
it,
do I
but
find that music? Is it on your
I think it's
website?
on my website. Yeah.
And what's the album called?
It wasn't an album. We did like 4 tracks and
Oh,
then tried to get a deal, but nothing ever came of it.
oh, I see. Okay, but they're
Yeah.
on the website.
So
I'll check them
they're
out.
on my website. Yeah. I think they're on the composition page or the composer's page or whatever. I forgot what they called it.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful website, and there's a lot of stuff on there that's really
We
cool.
just redid it. Yeah. So it would work on the phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, Now I've heard you on Spotify a lot. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
a
You gonna ask
lot.
me how much money I'm making?
No, I was wondering. Uh, Well, actually, I wasn't wondering anything. I just wanted to tell you. I heard a couple DJs going off on you, saying, "Oh man, this guy is really great, man. I love Thom Rotella. I love his music." And I'm like, "What? Who are these
On
people?"
Spotify?
On Spotify? No, not Spotify. Sirius XM.
Oh, serious. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. On the is that the real? No, Smooth Jazz Channel or
Well, they
Watercolor?
were, yeah,
Watercolor.
they were playing the stuff on watercolors, and the last album they played on the jazz station, the straight ahead jazz station.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
this was on the watercolor one.
yeah,
I just happened to turn that on. I don't usually listen to that station, but there it was, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
yeah. I had a little run a few years ago. I was doing some. Chris Standring was producing some stuff for me, and we were writing together and stuff. So
Yeah,
we had a run, and then we kind of ran out of gas.
I hear that. Everything has a season, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I noticed you were speaking of Christmas. Speaking of seasons, I
uh,
do have a Christmas CD as well. I'm just gonna
oh, yeah, good.
blatantly throw this in.
Yeah, good, good. And
So
that's
it's called
available
12.
12, 12.
That's available on my website.
Okay.
It
Well,
might be available somewhere else. I don't know. I think it's streaming too. You can get
yeah.
it.
Well, I tell you, any you guys out there, if you get a chance, pick up, go to his website and pick up the the CDs. I think we want Tom at the post office as much as possible.
Hey, I caught that you were talking about Lullaby of Birdland earlier in the show.
Uh huh. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just heard that George Shearing version the other night, the Latin one.
The what?
Did
Which
you-
one?
He does a Latin one. That's
Oh,
a Latin version.
I don't think I've heard that.
Man, you got to check. I hadn't heard it either. I heard it on the jazz station, and I was like, man, it's incredible.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's really great. It's I I got to go listen to it and figure out what they did because I was driving and I couldn't. But man, it was really cool.
Boy, he was
I loved
something
his
else.
stuff. I was a
Oh,
big fan of his. Yeah,
me
it was one of
too.
the early records I had growing up. Was a record.
George Shearing. Yeah.
Yeah, with him and Toots Thielman and Emil Richards,
Yeah.
Al McKibben.
My
Yeah.
mother loved him and had his written books, so my mom played piano and
Oh, really? Oh,
try to
wow.
play his arrangements.
Yeah.
Good luck. But yeah, he was fantastic. What a guy. So I hear all these stories. Did you ever get a chance to play with Charlie Shoemate?
Well, it's funny because I heard you talking about Charlie. When I was doing, the original Tony Rizzi Charlie Christian band. I
Uh-huh.
was in that.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yep.
Charlie played vibes in that band.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Charlie, and I mean, I used to play with Charlie a lot at the Union. I don't think I ever did. I think I did a bunch. When I was starting out, we were all around, and I remember doing a lot of rehearsal bands with him.
yeah.
And then when we started doing the Charlie, the Tony Rizzi thing live at Dante's, it was like, the original band, the first rehearsal we did was Tony Rizzi, John Paisano, Jimmy Weibel, Mike Anthony, and myself.
Wow.
And then when we finally started doing it live, I think he doubled up every chair. So Lee was double in the second chair. Tim was double in the third chair.
Holy
And
cow.
yeah, it was Tim, Lee, me, Jimmy Weibel, Mike Anthony, Barry Zweig. And so there were 10 guitar players there, right?
God.
Except for all we got to do was read these like complicated parts, and he had Charlie Shoemake and Pete Chrisley play all the
They
solos.
played the solos, yeah.
Yeah, and we did one solo a night, and we would sit there and go, "Man, this is hard." And that stuff was hard to play. I mean,
Oh, no, I know.
and there were no computers back then, so Tony hand wrote everything in pencil, so you got the glare of the lead.
Right?
Then he made notes this small, and to save paper, he would cut bars in half and have half a bar at the end of a staff, then the other half of the bar. And we'd be going, oh my God. And you got the lights in the club. Then we had a few drinks or whatever else everybody was doing in those days. And
That's
yeah,
funny.
so I got to hear Charlie a lot because we got to sit there and just hold our guitars while everybody soloed. It was
Yeah. Yeah, so that's funny. Yeah, I remember I went to one of your rehearsals. The fifth. I don't know why you didn't you call it 50 Fingers or something? Wasn't it called that
No, there
or
was
we?
an album though called Five Guitars and 50 Fingers back in the 60s that I had when I was a kid,
Oh, okay.
which was all these New York guys like Al Caiola and Tony Mottola and
Oh, okay.
whoever, all the
All right.
uh yeah.
But I
Then
have
there were
that
the 50, then there were the 50 guitars,
the 50 guitars.
Tommy Garrett, who was actually Tommy Tedesco because Snuff Garrett didn't play an instrument.
Oh,
He just put his name on the record. That was all Tedesco playing all the I think Lorenzo Almeida did the first record, and then after that, Tommy did it.
wow, how cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted Green and I went to one of your rehearsals, one of those rehearsals
Oh God.
at the
Yeah, Ted
Union.
can play all 5 of those parts at one time, probably. He was like,
Yeah, that's funny. Well,
There's a question here from Rob for you, Tom. He asked, do you have Ernie Watts in mind when you wrote some of the new albums? Did you have Ernie Watts in mind?
I always have Ernie Watts in mind.
yeah,
No, not specifically. I mean, I did the writing first, and Ernie's an old friend of mine from the studio days, and then we played quite a few years at the Baked Potato together. I had a band for I think we did 3 or 4 years. As a matter of fact, we did one during the pandemic where we just did a online thing, a streaming thing. There was nobody in the club except like 3 people because everything was locked down.
right.
But yeah, I knew I wanted to use Ernie on this record, but I didn't think about it when I was writing. It was after the writing I thought like, okay, what do I think would be good, and so it's more of after. But I did have him in mind for the record from the beginning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's something else.
He's turning 80 next week.
He lives, he has a house
In
here
Cambria.
in Cambria. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gail was on Facebook, and I'm friends with Ron McCarty, who's a sax player up here, and he wrote, tonight I can't make the gig at the Madonna Inn, which is a
Oh yeah, I know.
yeah, it's a casual. It's like
Yeah.
you're playing everything under the sun. So, but I have Ernie Watts subbing for me, and I thought, I got to go see this. I got to go see Ernie play Men at Work tunes, and so that was.
Oh my God.
It was very cool. I go up and said, "Are you really Ernie Watts? Are you really doing this?" Yeah, man.
Ernie's like the coolest guy, man.
He is.
Over the years, we've done gigs together, I think, since the 90s, early 90s. And I've never met anybody. Yes, Ernie Watts, right? I mean, Ernie's like a star.
Yeah.
Always wants to rehearse. Let's rehearse. Let's rehearse.
Oh, really?
He's like, no, let's get together, man. No, yeah, let's play. And he's always the first one there, warming up. I mean, the guy's very committed no matter what he's doing, and he makes he brings integrity to the music because he comes and he wants to do as good as he can. He wants to play it as much as he can. I'm always touched by that. But that's just who he is. I mean, there's nothing personal that he doesn't do it because we're friends. That's
what he does.
His work ethic.
That's his. Yeah, we should all have that ethic.
I want to be prepared. I don't care. Let's rehearse.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Tom, before we leave, do you have anything you want to say to all these people out there?
Wow.
Like,
How long do we have?
There is one more question.
No, I just if your guitar, is your audience all players, or is it very?
Oh yeah. We have another question.
Okay, perfect. I got bailed out.
What is your favorite guitar?
Oh my God, I'm just going through
all of them. Yeah.
I just am going through like a total transition now. I I like a lot of my guitars for different reasons. I mean, the main guitar I was playing for a while was I have this TV Jones custom guitar that he built for me. But I just recently, about 2 weeks ago, switched over to an ES330. I have a 1961
Nice.
ES330, and I've had it for about 5 or 6 years. And I remember Mitch Holder went with me when I bought it. We were comparing guitars and stuff, and it was a really great instrument, but I couldn't get it to feel right. But now I finally got it to play where I wanted. So I like the sound of it. So now I'm using that as kind of my favorite guitar this week. And then I just bought an ES225 that I'm trying to find. It has not the original pickup, so I'm looking for an original old P90
Oh,
for it.
they're
So
on
that'll be.
Reverb for
Oh, I know they're like.
$700 or something.
Oh, they're insane. I know. As a matter of fact, before I came on, I was negotiating with a guy online about buying one. He's got one. Yeah. They want like they're up to $1,000. They want for some. It's like it's. I mean, but you know what, Rich? You look at the listing. It's been on there for 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So,
I
but
guess-
anyway, those are the two guitars I'm messing with now. But I have an L5 that there's different guitars that I don't play regularly because like the L5 is too big for me to play all the time.
Yeah.
But if I want that sound, I have a really nice one that I'll pull out, or I have an old one of John Pisano's 175s from 1951.
Oh, nice.
That sounds great. But as my main X right now, my favorite one is the ES330.
Nice.
But call me next week and it might change.
That'll change.
And then they're also wondering, do you have a preference on strings and gauge?
You know, I like flat wound strings for jazz. So
Mm-hmm.
I went to round wounds for years, and now I'm back to flat wounds. Depending on the guitar, like my TV Jones, I have strung with 11s, Diodario 11s. I have the 330. I've gone from 11 to 12 to 11 to 11 and a half to 12, and now I'm back to 11s. So on the 330, I have 11s.
That's funny.
And on the 225, on the TV Jones, I have 12s. And I have 11s on that. On the 225, I have 12s. So, every guitar just seems to read the strings differently and respond. So but anywhere between 11 and a 12 is kind of where I am.
Those are two great guitars, man. The old 330s and that 225.
I never knew about a 225 till like about a year ago, and I saw that guitar, and it was like, it's like a 175, but it's a little fatter than a 330.
Right.
Yeah. And then Mitch, they also make a 125. Mitch Holder talked me into the 225, and I got it. It's like a mini 175. I mean, it's like a great guitar.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They have the ones where the pickup is in kind of the middle, kind of in a funky spot.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
visually, I can't handle it.
I know. It's like
sonically, I don't know. Mitch says it's a cool sound, but
oh yeah,
I don't think I'd want it all the time.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Thom, we're gonna play a tune off your CD.
Okay.
As a little break song here. And I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun talking to you. And
don't
forget,
if you
check it out.
We
got on the radio charts this week. It debuted on radio at 33. So
did it really?
On the jazz charts, yeah.
And so is that like the Billboard charts, you mean?
Well, there's no Billboard. It's the Jazz Week charts they call it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. So.
Well, good for you. Now, that's great. Well, it couldn't go. It's wonderful music. Couldn't go to a nicer guy too.
Oh, well,
even though you think I insult people all the time, but
I'm waiting for the punchline, Rich.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I wish we.
Thanks for having me on. It was great, and I love what you're doing, man, and keep doing it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're helping a lot of guitar players. You help me, man.
Oh, well, that's good. I expect a royalty.
But it'll be coming.
Yeah, it's in the
Hey,
mail.
check out that George Shearing version of Lullaby of Birdland.
I,
Though.
s- I certainly will.
Yeah.
That guy was crazy good. Good gosh, those voicings are just
Yeah.
nuts. Um, okay, well maybe we'll see you at the Jazz Fest,
When's that? I didn't even know about it.
March 13th. We'll let
Call me.
we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
All right. And thanks, Wes and Gail,
Yeah,
for helping out.
No problem, buddy.
yeah. All right, Tom. You take care. Good luck to you.
All right, you too. And thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Okay, well, that was that's a hot track, isn't it? Good grief. Good grief, Charlie Brown. That's smoking. So go to Tom's website, Thom Rotella, ThomRotella.com, and pick up his new album, man. So, shall we move on? Thanks again for Tom doing that. Let's move on to.
All right, so if you guys are in the mood to watch some guitar magic, our buddy John Hammond from down in Santa Barbara has just posted this little interview here with Frank Vignola. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, he goes pretty in depth with Frank, and also does a little review of Frank's Eastman FV680. And then you can also learn how to win a free Hendrickson amplifier too. So he's working with Peter to give away some Hendrickson. So if you go to this page, the link is in the description. You can watch the interview, and here's a little clip of the interview we'll show real quick.
I'm just curious. I mean, this is kind of a soul-searching question, but what's something you've learned about yourself by pursuing the guitar?
Wow.
They asked me, and I'm going to
Oh
share
my
the
God,
recipe
of
I
course.
used to lose
Okay.
24
Well,
pounds.
we're moving on.
Okay, first, you're going to take 7 ounces.
Cliffhanger.
Well, you know, music kind of finds you. What I mean by that is, you know, I just remember when I first heard the needle drop on a Django record when I was 4. I was hooked. I knew, like, wow, that's what I want to do. And then the first time someone gave me $50 cash after a gig when I was 13, I'm like, duh, this is what I want to do. And I think that's, you know, people who are just born with that desire. I think it's just a unique thing. And I couldn't do anything else. Mike Stern, Jimmy Bruno, you look at all these great guitar players, they don't have a choice, for better or for worse, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. It's a good interview. John asked some really good questions, so get over there, check that out when you get a chance. Next thing up, if you're in the market for some strings, closeout prices right now at juststrings.com. They're known for being like a bulk supplier of strings, but they're closing down. So they put a little message here for all their customers. After 30 years in business, the owner's retiring. So that means 60% off. So if you're in the market for some strings, you can shop and see how much stuff they have left. You can probably get a pretty good deal. But yeah, good to know that they're not, you know, going out of business because of the economy. It is because they are retiring. And then, but this store in Murray, Utah, right outside of Salt Lake City, is closing because of the economy. This is Guitar Czar. Been in business for 30 years over there. Of course, mom and pop music stores have been biting the dust for years. Economy usually, but this one says economy, and then the tariffs were kind of the final push here. So here's Utah reporter Mathili Gubi.
You know, they have guitar lessons here. You know, we learn about the gear.
And of course, you can buy your own guitar at Guitar Czar in Murray.
I've bought the guitars online, and I've been burned in the past. You know, you can only tell so much from photographs.
If you want to be able to try a guitar in the future, you need the store to do it.
But in less than 2 weeks, Guitar Czar won't be the place to do that.
It's kind of the end of a big legacy in Salt Lake.
After 32 years, Guitar Czar is closing. Manager Cameron Anton says rising costs and tariffs are contributing factors.
There's plenty of stuff made in the U.S., but there's just some industries that don't really seem feasible to support, at least, you know, in this quick time with what the tariffs are doing. So many electronic components are just manufactured overseas, and we just don't have the, I mean, maybe in 5-10 years we could bring that back kind of thing, but.
And with families working hard to make ends meet, guitars just might not be feasible for them to buy now.
Sure feels like there's just a lot of consumer hesitancy right now. No one knows what's going on, so no one seems to want to spend a bunch of money.
They're trying to sell everything before closing on October 25th and hope people will support other music stores.
And support all of the other local businesses around here, local businesses in general, but the music retail business.
And we're sorry to see this go, and hopefully the economy will turn around and something will come back.
In Murray, I am Maithili Gubi, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Maithili Gubi. So yeah, there you go. There is your store's closing down if you're in Utah. I think David Bronson might know of that store. He's in Utah a lot. But anyway, bummer for our friends over at Guitar Czar and countless other mom and pop guitar shops. They are falling by the wayside quickly. So support them if you still have one in your town. A lot of towns don't even have a music store anymore other than Guitar Center. So.
And that's questionable. They're always either going out of business or under new ownership or something weird. So yeah, Guitar Center hasn't helped the mom and pop stores at all either. All the online purchasing that goes on, and you really can't blame somebody. You buy something online, it's pretty dang convenient. Granted, you can't play it, and I get that with our lessons or our guitars. I try to be as honest and as descriptive of the guitar as possible. But yeah, it's nice to be able to hold it. But
yeah, especially like the neck on a guitar. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah,
you can only describe a neck in so many ways.
That's true.
Before you
nut width is the main thing for me. If it's a big giant fat neck from the 50s, you kind of know what to expect about that. But most of your modern necks are on the slimmer side, and so I can generally, when I put the strings I like on it, get it all set up, get the action low. It probably doesn't matter what guitar it is. Some feel more comfortable than others, but mainly it's body shape, distance from the thickness of the body, distance from the neck to my body, and then I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm sorry to see that go. Music stores, you hate to see that stuff happen, but Sweetwater, Guitar Center, Reverb, all those things are, crushing down on people. It's almost like auto parts store. We have an auto parts store, CarQuest, that closed down. Same kind of deal. AutoZone and Rock Auto, or not Rock. What's the other auto place in town here? There's like 3 of them.
O'Reilly's or
Napa. Napa, yeah, AutoZone. It's like, how many auto parts stores can you have? So.
Yep.
And it's a new era, I suppose. Okay, so any other comments, Wes?
No, let's get to your lesson here.
I know. I'll use the "May I help you" riff. May I help you? Yes, my good man.
Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to exploit a jazz lick. And what I mean by that is how to get that thing in your fingers and try to adapt it to whatever you possibly can. So download the PDF for this lesson. The links are in the description. And we can look at this together. Now, I've outlined 7 steps to master a jazz phrase, if you will. And it's just an 8-note little jazz phrase. And it's based off a diminished or dominant diminished scale. All right, so let's first take a look at the chord that it would go over. It's over an A7. Could you turn my guitar on, please? Whoa. Here's the an A7, and it's a flat 9. So it's actually like a diminished chord on top of a dominant chord. So B flat diminished over an A7. And that's going to resolve to D minor or D major. Right? So now this lick, it goes like this. I'm starting here on the note A. So when I say it's a dominant diminished lick, it means that the starting note in this particular lick can be right on the root of the dominant chord. So I'm starting on A, it's over an A chord. Okay, you can see how it goes up there. And now we're going to go. And then I'm going to come up here. It could resolve to minor or major. All right, now you notice this particular lick. The first step when we learn a lick is we want to be able to define the notes. And so we're starting on the root. We're going to compare it to an A7. So we're starting on the root. Here's the root of A7 is A. And then the flat 9, which is B flat. The third, which is C sharp. E the fifth. And back to the root. I have a mistake, which I'll have to correct later on this. I have written the 13th. Oops. It's actually the back to the root. And then the flat 7, the sharp 9, and then the flat 9 in its resolution. Okay, now once I've learned that lick, and I've identified the notes, now I'm going to transfer it over to a different string group. Now that was strings 4, 3, 2, 1. What I'm going to do is come down here to the 5th string and play the same riff. Now the fingering isn't quite as slick. So I'm going to do this. Or I could go. And its resolution is to D minor or D major. So now I have the riff on a different set of strings, right? Same as this. That's the first thing I want to do. And then the first thing, identify the root, each tone, then transfer it over to a different string group, and then transpose it up or down an octave. Now, if I transfer this up an octave, it gets way too high. Way up here, so up to a high C. That's a little too much. But I can go down an octave. Got a nice buzz there. Now major. You hearing it? Okay. Wes, look at my guitar. Zoom in on the nut. A B just landed on there. So you see that B? Yeah. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay, well, there he is. I was playing kind of flowery. This was kind of a flowery thing.
He said it was buzzing.
Yeah, it's come on, man. You gotta go away. You gotta go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. All right. A friend of mine just got stung by a wasp, and his hand, I mean, doubled in size. It was so painful to look at. All right, so third, now I played it down an octave. And so therefore it took it. Come on, go outside. The door's open. He didn't want to go out. He's confused. All right, so fourth now. Transfer from a 4-string to a 3-string phrase. Do you get that? So I'm going to do something like this. Go on out. Go on. Did he go out? There you go. Just shut the door. Ah, yeah. All right. So so now I'm going to learn how to play it. Even though it's awkward, right? I mean, it, if you will. Minor or major. But I've gotten used to now looking at the root, going up to the flat 9, 3rd, 5th, root, flat 7, sharp 9, flat 9. Okay, now I might do it there. I might do it down here like this. All right, so now I've transferred it to a 3-string on using these. All right. Next, what I'm going to do in number 5 is the phrase. Since it is a dominant diminished phrase, it can be played up in minor thirds, and it still relates to the A7 altered chord. So here's what we're kind of getting at here. In other words, if I take a look at this and say to myself, okay, this is a A7 lick. Now I'm going to transfer it up, and I'm going to start on the note C. This one I started on A. I'm going to transfer it up a minor third. And you notice how each one of the notes still relate in a altered chord fashion. So if I move that up, I've got a sharp 9, a 3rd, 5th, flat 7, flat 9, sharp 9. This is flat 7, sorry. This is flat 7, sharp 9, flat 9, flat 5 now. Now we have a new tone. 3rd, and then your D minor. So here's A7. Or major. Okay. Now, if I continue in minor thirds, your starting notes are going to be A, C, E flat, or F sharp. So down here, I've learned to play this on a lick, on a different set of strings. And so I'm starting here on the 5th fret, or on the 5th string, and I'm going to play this riff, and it looks like this. And then that is going to resolve to D. Now I could play all three of these. Also, the other note is F sharp. So I could start here. All right, so I could play it that based in minor thirds because it is a diminished lick. The notes are all going to relate somehow. Flat 5, 13, sharp 9, flat 9. All right, next step in learning this lick is to transfer it over, number 6, to other keys. So in this case, we had now we have G7 moving to C. And then we're going to have C7 moving to F. So I'm going to find the G. And then I'm going to go down to an F. Start on E, excuse me. Let me play the E one first. Next, I'm going to play it against C7 altered. Do you notice this lick here? This is the very first one we started with. And it resolving to F, right? Instead of D. So here's a C. Okay, so you transfer it over to other keys. That's how you really get this thing embedded in the old noggin. 7th, the last thing on the list, and that's to learn to play it retrograde or backwards. If I play it backwards, here was my lick. So backwards would be and then if I combine it with another one going forward, I get this. Or minor. I could play the one of them forward, the other one backwards. So retrograde simply means to play something completely backwards. Okay, the same notes. We're talking 8 notes, and it's going to work great. All right, so that's an A7, C7. Could be C7. It could be F sharp 7. It could be E flat 7. Any of those, right up in 3rd. So F sharp 7 resolves to B minor, right? So See how that works? It's kind of crazy, huh? All right, now, how do we use that in a tune? All right, now, when you learn a lick, it doesn't mean you have to always play it verbatim, but you want to probably start doing that in the beginning. Just learn to play it verbatim, try to plug it in some tunes. If we took the song Wave, the wave goes D major, and then a B flat diminished, which is basically an A7. So I could go, and then it goes to A minor, and then the D7. Now D7, think about it. Listen, D7, F7, A flat 7, B7. I play that lick on A flat. So I could go. B. Oh. Let me show you what I mean. Here we go. F sharp, B, A. Let's do that again. Here's D. G minor, C, F, C, or I'm sorry. All right, so trying to plug it into a song takes a lot of thought and luck, okay? But you get a feel for it after a while, okay? You start realizing, wow, I can do this here, I can do this there, I can do that. I don't always have to play the same notes. I don't have to play the phrase all the way through. You can use bits and pieces. F sharp, which is the same as C, and then B, and then E. But now here's the. I'm going to try that again. Hold on here. Let's try this. Here I am on D minor. I'm going to come up here to D. Now C sharp. the chords in the song go to F sharp, which is same as C, right? Then it went to B, so I went from C to B. Weird how that works, huh? Again, it's a diminished lick, and that kind of stuff happens. So anyway, experiment with that idea of taking this lick, rearranging the notes. Don't always have to play it in the same sequence. You can, and then plug it in. Be methodical about trying to plug it into a tune, and then go from there. Another nice little song would be Meditation. We have C major 7, and then it goes down to C diminished, which is like B7. So I would be going C. Okay, you hear it? Let's see. We have time for me to demonstrate that with Meditation real quick. Okay. Here's Meditation. Now E minor to A7. E, A, A, all right, get the idea? So take that lick, try to plug it in, and then start working on rearranging the notes. Okay, that concludes our lick of the day.
Tom had a question here. Sorry about, let's see, Rich. When you improvise, do you find yourself resolving upper partials 9, 11, 13 to the root, third or fifth?
Rarely to the root. The root is the most boring note. So I try to go to something else. When do you find you're resolving to upper parcels? Yeah, the 9, 13, 5. I don't know. It just doesn't sound as good, when you go. It's so final that it bugs me. I'd rather hear. So, I like resolving it to something other than the root. The root being the most boring, unless it's in the minor sound. Okay. All right. Any other questions, Wes?
No, let's move on to this gadget thing.
Okay, you got it.
All right, hey guys, we're gonna check out this interesting new guitar case right here. Check this out.
Yeah, check this out. I was up in Idaho, and my wife and daughter, we went into this pawn shop, and turns out it ended up being a gun store. And in the gun store, we're looking all around, and I saw this guitar case. And I thought, wow, what a trip. And it turns out it's actually a gun case, but I was looking at it, and I thought, well, hell, some of my guitars would fit in there. And it was priced really nice. And here's one of the things about the case that I really liked. It's got wheels at the bottom and a handle. So I can go strolling through the airport like this. Now, here's the tricky thing about the case. I mean, it's built pretty damn solid. This, I don't know if I'd trust it in the compartment, you know, with all the luggage and everything. I don't think so, but it'll fit in the overhead. It's got all these nice latches. By the way, it will stand up by itself. Don't have to worry about it. It'll stand up by itself. It's got nice feet here, you know, so you can have it on the side and it's not going to fall over. And this is called the Savior Ultimate Guitar Case. However, if you look it up, it's for AK-47s and what have you. And here's how it works. Sorry about that. That video just kind of took a dump. Sorry about that. But anyway, it's a cool little case. I think it cost $135. You cut it comes complete with foam in there, so you have to cut your guitar out of the foam. So it'll fit a 16-inch guitar, 15. It'd be great for, like I show it with the Soho, which is a 15-inch arch top, or a Telecaster, something like that. Be great with that. Or a 335 would work for that. And it has 3 of these inserts. So 2 of them, one lays on the bottom, and then you have 2 other ones that you can cut to fit 2 different size guitars, let's say. So this week I'm going to take the Telecaster. I've got my Telecaster foam insert, and then next week I'm going to take my 335 and got that insert. So there's also room to cut little spots if you want to stick a pedal in there or something like that, and it'll be secure and won't rub against your guitar. So it's kind of like kind of a nice little idea. And I saw that case and I thought, I'm gonna get that. I think we could use that.
Here, hold on. I think I could find it. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on.
All
Just
right.
the end of it. Hold on.
I'll say hi to some of these guys like Mark
Here
Clark.
you
Oh, whoop. And so what you do is you take a guitar. Now, I've got this Soho here. This comes with a gig bag. And if I wanted to take this on the plane, I want to make sure it's safe. And by the way, there's places to lock it. So if, put a padlock on the thing. So what I would do here with this guitar is I would cut the outline of that guitar, lay it on here, cut it out, and then I've got a perfectly form-fitted thing for this guitar. Now, let's say I want another guitar on here. Now, this is 15-inch, and it fits quite nicely. 16-inch, let's grab this guy over here, this 335 type. Now, this guitar is heavier than, my God, it's heavy. So I could take another piece of foam and cut it out for this guy here. And then I feel the guitar will be well protected. And you can even be creative. You could, when this is all foam on here, I could actually maybe create a spot for a pedal or accessories or something like that. So I'm going to have a little fun with this, with cutting it. Now, the guy told me, he said, use a meat cutter, like you slice a turkey, with the electric ones. He said, use that. It goes really easy. So we'll see. But so you'd have 2 foam inserts for 2 guitars that you want to take with you. And the case by itself weighs 11 pounds. And I'll tell you, this guitar here weighs a ton. So I got too many things in here.
All right. So anyway, that's it there. That's kind of the end there.
There you go. And so then I'm set. Oops.
So yeah, how much was it?
$135. I don't know, maybe that was just to close out at the gun store. I don't know.
Okay. Are you done talking about it, or are you just playing scales?
I'm not playing scales. I'm playing the Flight of the Bumblebee.
Okay.
So yeah, there it is. There's the guitar. It's a wonderful little case. If you're stuck and you can't really find something that works really well, this might be a great way to go. Won't work for, I haven't seen one for a 17-inch, but it'll work for a 16-inch. However, it won't work for a 175 body depth. It's got to be a smaller body depth. 335, it'll work fine. Okay, so there's our gadget corner. Or gallery, whatever it's called. Oh, so Wes, thanks for everything. And Gail, thanks for working on the message board. And thanks to Thom. That was a fun interview. And we'll see you next week with a brand new show. Gordon says he had cases like this working for IT, cutting the foam inserts. All right, we'll see you guys.